Apologies, compensation, teasers of the future. The Kabam Dev Diary Middle Ground is out right now. It actually dropped very early on in the morning UK time. I think it was like 1:45 a.m. And now we're doing a little bit of coverage. I'm going to be breaking this video into a quick TLDR at the start of the video for those that just want like the kind of quick kind of like snapshots and stuff. And then we'll be going to a little bit more detail on some of the topics. So the quick TLDR is that a compensation is going to be with us by Friday of this week. Also, this is an apology of sorts from Kabam, even saying we apologize for this. We're going to taking steps to ensure that they get back on track to make the best game possible for you. But for me, looking at this is an apology to stuff, problems that Kabam created. And the biggest questions are around game direction and also other elements as well. There are things that I'm selfishly interested in personally this year, like AI improvements, just general optimization and input improvements. Also saving players time investment to what you get back from it, and especially in a very pressured time in the world where people aren't having available time to, say, play video games. I think everyone would love to play video games more. It's just they don't get enough time because of pressures in their own life, whether it be work, whether it be other interests, other things that are going on, time with other people, connections, and trying to enjoy their existence a lot more, which is not easy in a very kind of like very difficult time in the world. But yes, like I am hoping for the live stream giving more indication, which Kabam do say live stream on 3rd of October is one which I'm personally extremely excited for. Do you know what? I'm looking forward to it too. There's some stuff I think that's going to be there, especially with Summoners Fest, and hopefully some things that are going to give the just little, I said in a previous video about the bubbling of excitement, which has kind of been lost in MCOC, of what Kabam are cooking up to make improvements to the game, to something to look forward to, something different, something new, something fun, something saving players time and other stuff like that. There's also other stuff around the Spider-Woman situation, whereas they are going to revert that change, or not revert that change, but slightly do it in a way that's a bit more pleasing to players, and also finding an energy-based system that works within Battlegrounds. And I don't know what's going on with Battlegrounds. So that's the TLDR of all of this particular dev diary. So for those that wanted just that from this video, there you go. For more details, let's now cut to part 2, where we kind of go over this in a bit more detail. So yes, let's begin. Shout out to JC, who did an orange version. It's always good to see an orange version of this, or the kind of normal text that we associate with the forums. Kabam do want to get this back sorted with how this looks similar to how it looked before, but there's issues in the background. So the main thing is the goal. Transparency, and also acknowledging where they fall short, and also the trust in MCOs, or trust in Kabam, is kind of like been difficult of years. You don't know where Kabam are going with the game direction. This is why I'm talking about game direction. They're going to overview the plan for the future. I'm not saying they don't know what to do with the game, but this game is 10 years old, and we've seen it all. We've played a lot, so we kind of know as a community, if you've been a veteran player of the game, what to expect, but also what to not expect, with Kabam coming up with ideas that maybe don't align with, say, the feeling of actually playing it. I'm sure Kabam do play the game, but it's just figuring out like what players, like the energy thing, no, that didn't work. Adaptive difficulty, no, that didn't work. Some of the side quests that have been put in, look, for some things I liked, but other people didn't. Was there any kind of feedback loop from the entirety of the game to go, hey, community, did you enjoy this new side quest? Yes or no? You know, 80% said no, 20% said yes. Okay, well, that makes us believe that it's not wise to put out this type of side quest in the future. Thanks for participating. And that would, you know, these feedback loops I think are very, very important. But it's just getting that dialogue of trying to work with Kabam as a community to get things right. And to be honest, 10 years in, nearly 11, these things I think are more paramount and important. I think you might be living under a rock if you think that Kabam won't, and this won't happen again from Kabam. It will. It happened 5 years ago, and then it happened a few years before that. It might be in 5 years' time, if the game survives that long, in about I don't know, 2030. Oh my word, if we're still playing this game to this degree, then that would be pretty impressive to see. We might have the same situation where Kabam take the game in a direction that they kind of like it just doesn't work. But this may be an improvement type of system. I mean, I'm scrolling ahead here, but back in 2020, I don't think Kabam really had a type of internal system. And this is sad to know that there's not an internal system to kind of review things a bit more. Like here, changes to prevent future missteps. To ensure this doesn't happen again, we've implemented a stricter oversight for important game updates. This includes enhanced internal review process to ensure all adjustments align with our design philosophy and receive proper approval. Improved pre-release testing to confirm changes match their intended purpose. These steps are already in motion and we're committed to seeing these through moving forward. And I hope that's the case, because I thought this was put in the past with dev diaries, but maybe it wasn't. Maybe there wasn't a structure back in 2020 when they did the Burnt Out and Bored saga, and that was kind of like changed. That yeah, there was no plan in place. Maybe there will be in future, but we've been here before. We might be here again in a few years' time when the game direction and these particular changes just don't align. On the Spider-Woman saga, Kabam said the disconnect between the changes that they kind of like outlined, it disconnect from a stated goals and the proposed adjustments was a significant oversight. We understand this caused rightful confusion and frustration, especially for players who invested in her. The changes substantially reduced her offensive utility, which doesn't align with the focus we communicated. This impacts the player experience in a negative way that we did not intend. And I said they'll be removing Ensnare from the kit, as we feel the general ability accuracy reduction is what makes her unhealthy on defense. However, alongside this removal, while her fumble is active, her opponents will not be able to evade. One thing to note is this: since her fumble is severe debuff, this makes her an even stronger and more reliable evade counter, which I guess is kind of like, it's good for those that have the champion. You know, Clobbering Time says, I find this change healthier even on attack that ensnares something made certain defenders like Theon Onslaught way worse. For example, sometimes the ensnare would fail things rock stacks while he was at 14 and he would throw his special at 14, screwing me over completely. The same would happen with Onslaught. Sometimes the ensnare would for his reverse controls, fail his reverse controls during SP2 and you just died. I think it's a good healthy change. And if this had been what they wrote in the announcement at first, most of us wouldn't have cared in the slightest. And maybe this is where kind of having this new group, as Kabam have kind of like set out, this one they propose here, the improved pre-release testing, confirming changes matches their intended purpose, providing it kind of goes to the rebalance side of things, because the rebalance team and maybe the game team, like maybe there's a bit of disconnect in Kabam themselves on that kind of like game direction, or this kind of like what is it, intended purpose versus design philosophy. Like maybe there's not that kind of connection and communication in Kabam to kind of get that thought process. Or maybe it's like because there's two people in Kabam communicating, like it's not something that then considers, should we speak out to the community and kind of bring their opinion, it's not opinion, it's like it's facts, it's kind of like testing, it's even like motion of usage of champion, bring that knowledge in from the community to then kind of synergize with everybody. And I just don't think we've had that. So now on to adaptive difficulty. We all know that Kabam removed or kind of reduced down after, frustration around the health and attack values of the champions. Elder difficulty, of course, has been kind of nerfed slightly, and the same with Classic. Upcoming event quest on October 8th, you'll see the following changes. We'll be reducing the health of defenders in Classic mode even further. We will be launching an Elder difficulty for Cavalier and Thronebreaker players. That's nice. Our goal is to make Classic an approachable event quest experience where you can experience the monthly story of Marvel Contest Champions without feeling you need to stay hyper engaged to enjoy your session. We want to add an Elder difficulty for lower progression players who want to push and challenge themselves further than their current roster. Might suggest they can go, and the addition of Elder for those players means more challenges, as well as the potential for more rewards. Now, I don't know if that kind of like falls into prestige or not. Anyway, There's also going to be a bypass for classic difficulty in future, which is good news, but it requires additional engineering work that we don't currently have the capacity to support due to other features already in progress for this year. So unfortunately, we won't be able to make this happen immediately, but we're targeting early next year. Good. Okay. And classic should have more quicker now due to the further reduction in the health and across the maps. That's good news. Okay. Shame about there has to be next year. Shame, obviously, Kabam created their own problem, and of course they need to kind of like shuffle around workloads, but at least it will be dealt with. So just quickly onto Elder Marks. Elder Marks, as you know, entry level to stuff, point farming, whatever you want to call it. That was with the shift in energy. Do you remember we kind of like talked about it in a video? We're like, right, if you remove Elder Marks from the Battlegrounds Alliance like event, oh, you have to replace it with energy, which kind of like defeats the change that Kabam proposed with energy. It was such a weird post, and I just kind of felt by the end of it like, what is the game direction? Like, what's the direction with this particular like change? Like, have Kabam thought this through? And it didn't actually think that they had really thought it through. I mean, look at it from a point of view of now. Like they've said that they're going to be doing something different with Elder Marks. In some ways, it's good, but also causes a further issue in that you actually end up needing more energy. Yeah. Because 15 energy now can be converted into 90 Elder Marks at any time in an unlimited fashion. So we're sort of going back to the... We sort of are, sort of not. You can get a load of Elder Marks for free on a monthly basis. Yes. Could you then go, well, I now need more energy? Yes. Yes, you do. You now need more energy if you want to be more competitive. You would have used energy in general. But at least what you could do is recycle some of your energy refills. Like if you get a load free, you farm 30 in a month from, say, daily, super daily, and you like keep them and then you reinvest them back in. But I know there will be players out there going, well, I need more, and I would have used energy regardless. And the energy refills that I used to get in the past used to kind of like mitigate that loss. So is there more questions around investment around units in future? And of course creates another problem. Well, that's early days, and we need to figure out that by the end of the year. Is this impacting, and have Kabam made another mistake by this, or is this going to be absolutely fine? We just don't know. It's too early to kind of ascertain that. So they said we want a proper way to distinguish between ranked and unranked battlegrounds. Oh yeah, because we're doing unranked battlegrounds now, which is, I don't know what that'll mean. It'll be good for your dailies, I can imagine. Your objectives, dailies, or 3 dailies or whatever, 48-hour ones. This also seems to be like a matchmaking system. It will match you with your opponent based on the size of your roster. We feel the update is long overdue and will give summoners with smaller rosters an avenue to play the mode without being forced to match against accounts much larger than their own, effectively boxing them out of engaging with the game mode in a way that feels fair or fun for them. Now, again, I don't know but a lot of like smaller roster players want to be able to climb things like Victory Track, and if they're not able to do that to get into something like Gladiator Circuit, not all people should be allowed to get into Gladiator Circuit without having like it's for the competitive. Then are they gaining anything? And what will be in the unranked? Will there be rewards attached to the unranked? And again, there's further questions that are attached to that, but again, baby steps and more to come, I can imagine. So to finish off the video, there are some things that Kabam still... It's great to kind of put this out, but it's seeing things through to the end and making sure that players do trust back in Kabam as a developer of what they're delivering. There are still some question marks in and around how they're putting together unranked battlegrounds and how that would impact reward farming for those with lower rosters. And what does it really serve the unranked? Is it to do objectives? Is it to do something else? Is it to test out champions? There's also, you want to get a bit positive about the game and kind of look towards the future. I'm happy about the general compensation being delivered out to players. As I come back from like my time that I've had a little bit of a break, although I am taking 2 smaller breaks, it's just important for me to go, right, am I investing my time as not just a player, but a content creator into this game moving forward? And I think if Kabam continue to address what the community is saying and really listen to what they're saying, then they can give us a really decent experience. It's just, we had a disconnect, mainly from Kabam making plans and changes that I just don't think got it the the players' best interests at heart. And yeah, we just need to see kind of like a massive amount of improvement. I think the live stream will give us a little bit of positivity. And will it give us all information about what the future is? I don't know. I would say a lot of that stuff may be saved for Summoners Fest. There may be some stuff when it comes to like a roadmap or dev diary of future things. It's not just about, oh, Radiance store is going to be changed next month. It's not just about, oh, this new type of side quest variations coming in next month. It's, well, what are the new features coming in? Are there things that are going to be saving time? Time is a big factor. I've said about it countless times. I'm not going to like repeat it again. I've said it once in this video about why time is important to be saved, but also kind of like feeling value for money and also feeling like you as a player are valued with a developer. This is a 10-year-old game. Games come and go. Some games die within the first 2 years or the first 5 years. This game is a 10-year game. And the people that are veteran players still playing and backing it and supporting it just need to kind of feel that they are valued as well. And kind of the game direction is solid going forward, but also for new players as well. There's going to be new player changes and new things to improve player climb. That is going to be important. And if you do things that are silly and kind of figure out that, oh, kind of, yes, it's great to get someone from, I don't know, new to the game to Valiant in about 2 to 3 months. Okay, I understand why Kabam want to do that. They want to fast track that so everybody's at the same kind of equal place. But there's the other side of things. You need to go wider to go, I need to farm this. I need to get this here. Can you make it easy for me to grab so I can at least feel that I'm kind of up with everybody else rather than constantly chasing, which of course then bleeds into time, money, and not feeling valued. And those kind of key things right there. A lot of things to take away from this, but those are, of course, the highlights. But yeah, more to come. We need more than just that. You know, there's other things going on, but this is Kabam basically saying, sorry for us making plans in the last 2 months that don't align with the community. So there's still other things to consider, but this is something. So thank you for the something. And we'll see what Kabam have got cooking in the live stream on Friday. So I'm looking forward to that. And I'll see you all soon. Have a lovely day. And what are your thoughts about this dev diary? Put it in the comments. Bye-bye.